Hi guys, Andy here. I've got a game for you today, but it's a little bit different because it's a conversion of a board game. The box there behind, Ticket to Ride, this one is the European version, Ticket to Ride Europe, and it's also available on Android. Let me just turn the volume down a little bit so you can still hear me. So I have to admit, I've been playing quite a lot of this as the board game over Christmas and the New Year. To me, it's quite simple. It's great fun. Anyone can play it. We've had my family playing it. It's not actually my game. It's my brother Rob's. But we've had the family playing it. We've been up to see friends, Oop North. We've been playing it there. It's great fun for anyone and everyone really. So when I saw there was an Android version of it as well, I thought, well, I'm going to get myself that and get some practice in. It's not a free game, so it cost me £1.91, and I'm not sure that might have been as a special offer. And when you're in the game, you have the option to buy other maps. So the game itself is the US version, as you can see there. But I bought the European map, or the Europe map, sorry, which I think was about £2.90. So I've paid about a £5 essentially for the two different maps. There are other maps, should you wish. And at some point I might buy those as well, but I'm happy enough on these two at the moment. The game is also available on Steam, so I've actually bought it on Steam as well. I bought the whole DLC and game pack. It was $14.99, so I've got all of these maps on my computer as well. But as you know, you guys will know, I don't play a lot of games, and this is a game that I can easily just sit and spend. I was at the gym this morning on the exercise bike. 20 minutes flew by. I was in the middle of the game, so I did a bit longer on the bike. I spent 24 minutes, played 2 games, because games take anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes on your phone or on the PC. If you're playing the actual board game, you want to set aside probably 2 hours to play the game. It does take a bit longer, moving all the pieces around and basically just waiting for people to strategize and think, whereas obviously the computer in the game, it moves very quickly, and it's just only really you that's slowing things down. So I need to try and explain how it works. There's the map, so to speak. Every little tile is a colour, be it yellow, blue, white, orange, green or grey. You need to have cards that represent, there you go, see the cards at the side, that match the colour. If it's grey, any colour will work as long as they're all the same colour. So you see along the edge there's a few grey ones, but they're four pieces long, so you need 4 either blue or 4 yellow or 4 green or whatever you like to place them down. As you place down the carriages, you score points depending how long it is. The longer, the more points you score. If it's a tunnel, so I don't know how well you can see, probably not too well. You see the ones that have a bit of a kind of a, actually I can zoom in a little bit. The ones that have sort of a black border around them, so there's 6 there, there's 4 there. Those are tunnels. Again, you need the same colour, so there's some green tunnels there, purple tunnels, blue, yellow tunnels. The colours rule still apply, but also when you try and tunnel, 3 extra cards get dealt off the blue pile there. If any of those 3 match the colour of the tunnel you're trying to build, you have to match it once more with that same colour. If 2 or 3 of them, if you're unlucky and you're trying to build a blue tunnel and 3 blues come over, you need 3 more blues, otherwise your tunnel collapses. Now you get all your cards back and you can try again next turn, but effectively you've wasted a turn. Then we get the Locomotives. You see that multicoloured card in there? That's effectively every colour and all colours. So if I was trying to do that 6 tunnel and I had 5 blue and a locomotive, that would work. Or more importantly, or more likely, if I had 6 blue and 1 locomotive, I would use the locomotive as my backup in case the tunnel collapsed. But the main way we score points is with tickets. So when you start the game, you get the choice from 3 small and 1 large ticket. Now you want to try and pick the tickets that all match up in the same areas. Because essentially you have to then join up all those stations. Now it's not that you have to go directly from one to the other, so ideally you'd love to make one big long snaking train that goes through all of your stations and it will connect them all up. The reason for that is because you also get a longest train bonus for 10 points. So it's about tickets. You can get more tickets. The ticket pile is the sort of brownie one in the bottom right corner. At any time it's your turn, you can tap, you get given 3 more. You have to keep at least 1. You can keep all 3 if you like, but you have to keep at least 1. So you have to bear in mind how many carriages people have left and how many carriages you have left. So you can see there I've got 45. When somebody gets down to 2 or less, then the last round begins. So if you've only got 6 carriages left, you probably don't want to take any more tickets. You might get lucky, and they might already fall under stations that you've connected up, and you basically win instant points, but they might not. And any tickets you don't complete get taken off you when all the counting up gets done at the end. So that might sound a little complex initially. What I'm going to do now is play through a game. I'm going to do it on my computer because it's a bit easier for me to record what I'm doing, and I'll try and stop now and then. I'll put it through, speed it up, but I'll try and stop now and then just to sort of explain what's going on. So here's the beginning of the game. You get given 3 small and the 1 large, as I think I might have already said. Almost always you want to try and do the large one and then just see which small ones come off of it. Not ideal. I've got to go all the way up north there as well as the Edinburgh one. You saw there it reshuffled the 5 available cards. If ever there's 3 engines, it takes them all back in and puts out 5 fresh cards. So at this point, I'm not massively, I just need every colour, really. So if you need every colour and you're not that fussed, you're actually better off taking them off the pack because you might get an engine like that. And engines they're worth sort of 2 regular cards, or they can be very, very handy. And obviously if you pick up an engine, I think I might have said, that's the only card you can pick up. You can't pick up another one. So if you pick up a regular colour, you can pick up a second one. If I pick up a regular colour, I can't pick up the engine though, because it is worth 2. Whereas if you take from the blue, blind, so to speak, you do sometimes get engines, and I do like to stockpile my engines if I can. You'll also notice on the map there's some areas there's sort of 2 lanes. I think as long as there's 4 or 5 players, you can use both lanes. If there's 2 or 3 players, I think you only have to, once one lane's been used, that's it, it's taken. Having said that, you can use a station. You get 3 stations each, and a station, you basically pop it down on top of a station, and it means you can basically borrow someone else's track connecting 2 stations together, but it will lose you 4 points, or they're worth 4 points, the ones you haven't used at the end. So we're just moving into speed it up basically as we just gradually work our way towards our goals. If I was playing on the board game with other people, I wouldn't give away so quickly where I was going off from, so I'd build from the middle and work outwards. You do get to guess really where people are going, and some people might try and block you. They might, if they see a bit of track that they think you're going to need, they'll just try and put carriages down on it just to stop you using it. A little bit like happened to me down the bottom there, the red getting in my way, but I've had to go round with my blue, and in fact I'm about ready now to build the tunnel connecting those 2 bits up. So you'll see me drop the black on, and it'll draw 3 cards as long as none of them are black, and they're not green, blue and red. I mean, I had engines anyway, and there we go, that's my big ticket completed. So, and I'm almost ready to complete the other one for that matter as well. I've got 2 green, which I need, and then I just need to come down the 2 grey and the 1 engine. It's my turn. There we go. I'm going to put those 2 down there. So as I said, you'd be surprised if you get this on your Android. You'll be amazed how they're basically identical. Obviously, where you see me clicking and dragging, you just touch with your hand and drag them and drop them. It can be a little tricky sometimes dropping them, especially if you've got a small phone screen. And there's another ticket complete. So on my next turn, I'm going to need some more tickets from this beige brown pile here. And we hope there's somewhere near where I've already got. So just double check. So you sure you want new tickets? That'll be a bit of a pain with red already in the way. But that one's basically almost done already. And that one's a bit tricky getting all the way out there again with a lot of the lines already taken. So I better play it safe and just take this this time. But on my next turn, because everyone's still got quite a few carriages, we're not too close to the end. Although green's getting closer. So to speed up again, I'll pick some more. Oh wait, another ticket. Unfortunately, green then decided to just get his carriages down. And as soon as somebody has 2 or less, which green will have any second, it basically begins the last round. So I was planning to come, well, there's a few different ways I can get to that last one, and here it is, here's the last turn. So basically all I can do is just try and put as many carriages down, so I can do a 4 carriage with my 2 and 2 engines. Though because I chose the engines, it said you haven't got enough, which is fair point. I should have, there you go, you can't do that. So I grab the red one, and then it uses the engines for me. And that's pretty much it. So this is one of the very few times I've not managed to complete all my tickets, and it wasn't even I had a lot. You know, I have games where I've completed 8 tickets, and in this particular one I only completed 3 and I missed one of them. So here you see the scores changing up and down. It goes through sort of colour by colour, the tickets they complete, and then the little last bonus in there is for any stations they hadn't used. Oh, that's a big one. Red didn't do his big one. And that can be a bit of a tactic. If you finish a few stations, you've not got many carriages left and you think others still haven't, just get your carriages down to end the game. So with me only getting 3 tickets, I'm not confident in this one. Honestly, I hardly ever lose in this game, and it's not going to go well. So I got my big one, which is a nice boost, and I got another. That's, you know, 11's a good one as well, but missing that 8, so it's going to cost me that. And then the long bonus, no, goes to green. So if I got the longest train bonus, the 10 points, I would have won. But oh well, second place. And then you can get a sort of an overview of your tickets, your routes, and all that sort of thing. So that's it. That's Ticket to Ride. It's £1.91. It was when I bought it a couple of days ago. That might be on offer. It might have gone up to more than that by now. I think it's a fantastic game. I think it's great fun. I'd also recommend the board game. I don't know if it's a bit geeky for you, but board games, they're good fun. Bring people around, play some games. It is very addictive, and a board game will last you a couple of hours, so it's quite an evening. Get some pizza in and some drinks and some friends around. There you go, Ticket to Ride 191. There are maps available inside the game which are going to cost as well. So I bought the Europe one for I think £2.90, something like that. But a good way to while away sort of 15 minutes or so very easily. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.